desert racing is hard. Being good is just not enough.
It's a special thing, like, it is gnarly as shit.
It's not a matter if you're going to crash, it's a matter of when you're going to crash and how hard it's going to be.
I was hooked with the adventure of desert racing. I mean, there's something about desert racing that you can't really explain it. You have to do it.
Although the rules governing hare and hound racing could be applied to any part of the country, this type of competition is most popular in the deserts of the southwestern United States. As a result, hare and hound events are often referred to as desert races.
So hare and hound racing, you know, it's a truly special form of motorcycle racing. We don't see any part of the race course. We only get to practice the first 2 miles of the race, and then from there it's all about reading terrain, know when to go fast, know when to slow down. You have to anticipate a lot. You have to almost try and beat nature.
A hare and hound, you know, like I believe it's English. They used to let a hare loose and they would let a hound loose, hounds, and they would bet on it, right?
So the hare and hound is the rabbit takes off just before the race starts, and there's a prize for the leader of the race to catch the hare.
We'll have a 2-minute warning and we'll let somebody go that belongs to our club, and the goal is to catch him.
You race through sand and rocks and mountains and cliffs, and you try and avoid stuff. You know, the difference between this and motocross is you get a finisher pin, and all it just says is, I did that. I wasted 3 hours getting the hell kicked out of me because I want that finisher pin. Here, you feel like you accomplished something that is just like cheating death.
When you really look back at the history of desert racing, motorcycle racing, and the number of times the checkers have had #1 plates, there's kind of an expectation that, you know, that you go fast.
Our club was founded in 1950, and ever since the beginning, the goal was to make the club the elite racing club in the motorcycle world. Our racing was formed from military veterans that learned how to race motorcycles.
High testosterone individuals just got back from a war and needed something to do.
The next thing you know, they're coming out to the middle of the desert, throw a leg over, go as long as they could while they could, and give themselves a good workout. That was the way things formed, and that was what racing looked like.
You're talking about guys that just got out of the military. They either became Hell's Angels or they wanted to race motorcycles.
The 50s and 60s were pretty similar. They raced on motorcycles that had 4 inches of travel, big cushion seats. They were not off-road purpose built. They were street bikes just stripped down, and that's what they got to go racing on. But the thing that stayed the same was the checks. 4-inch square checks was the standard from the very beginning in the 50s. 68 is kind of when things started transitioning into long sleeve jerseys that look similar to what I'm wearing now. And you have this logo, and that logo has been the same since. By that point, motorcycles evolved a little bit more and got a little bit faster. Once that logo started getting used more regularly, it made its way onto our jerseys. And by 70s into the 80s and 90s, the bikes were able to go 100 miles an hour and had suspension that could handle it. And then now into today, our jerseys, we try and make them as authentic as they used to be. The appearance is something that was very important. And even in our bylaws, we have it written that members are to wear official club jerseys and have checks on their helmet.
The checkers is a living, breathing thing. It's been evolving for 75 years.
There's multi-generational families out here that have been doing this for 50, 60, 70 years. Their grandfathers have done this, their fathers have done this. It's like a rite of passage to be able to be a good desert racer.
Checkers, we live, eat, breathe racing. We're a racing club in the fact that we come out here to win. We don't do a lot of play riding.
Everybody else wants to be in the checkers. because we put on the badass race and we're the fastest racers.
The Checkers Motorcycle Club, it's hard to get into. We only want members who take it seriously. Doesn't always work out.
Well, you got to be asked to be a member.
We have a very intense prospective procedure that we follow that has been the same since 1950.
We select our members on the way they hold themselves in the desert. You know, if you crash a lot, we don't want you around.
We like the idea of having faster riders, but we also want to keep the troublemakers and the people who talk a lot of shit out of the club.
Wait, you are the guy that talks a lot of shit.
Well, I learned it from him.
And if they're good, or we like the person, or they hang out with us and we see that they have the potential to be a good asset to us, we allow them to be a prospect. It's a long process. Some people can take over a year to get in. So once they get to strip off that question mark and put checks on for the first time, it's one of the most proud feelings you can have.
Nobody has a passion for a club like the Checkers do.
The family that comes along with it, second to none. It's something you can't get anywhere else.
Whenever they host a race, they go with that same spirit in mind, that they want everyone to still have fun but be challenged and keep the tradition alive of having the gnarliest dudes show up to our race and let the best man win.
My name's Trevor Hoffman. I'm the current president, Checkers Motorcycle Club. My job is to coordinate our World Championship Check Chase Hare Hound. Today we're at Boone Road in Johnson Valley, OHV, California. We have a 3-loop, 100-mile Hare Hound format race.
Hare and Hound courses are marked by the host clubs. These markings consist of cards and ribbons. With typically 60 to 100 miles of course to mark, it can take days to complete depending on the terrain.
So we have pink ribbon, and this is kind of what the racers race with, and in my opinion, you should be able to race the course just by ribbon. We have our arrows, so we have arrows one way, and then we have wrong ways the other way. We've got some sections of course that are loop 2 and loop 3 come together in common course, and then when they split off, we'll have the loop 3 arrows to make sure that it kind of differentiates for the guys. We also have danger markings, which are these blue ones, and this is where what we'll put up for road crossings or rocky terrain or areas where people need to be extra careful.
We decided to do a single row mass start this year. Everybody's bikes are going to be warmed up. We're going to go give them a 2-minute warning. We're going to raise this big checker banner, and when that checker banner goes up, every single bike is going to shut off. It's going to be dead silent.
It's a feeling that nobody will ever understand until you're on that line.
And then next thing you know, that banner drops, all those bikes come to life, and it's just a 400-man free-for-all. Loop 1 is the loop that everybody starts out on. That loop is designed to be the easiest. It's the most important and critical because every single rider rides that loop. It's not too intense. That's the one that you want everyone to enjoy. After you refuel, after the first 40 miles, you're going to take off onto Loop 2, which is designed to be a much more challenging course than Loop 1. That loop's going to have a little bit more rocks, some sandy downhill, sandy uphills. It's designed to challenge you a little bit more and make you work for it and feel that you accomplished something impressive at the end. This year with the addition of Loop 3, it's a little bit more challenging than Loop 2, and we've limited certain classes from being able to do it because we just don't want to hear them complain.
Some of the climbs are going to be a little bit smaller, but they're going to be a little bit rockier and more technical. I think the loop's 21 or 22 miles total. It's about 17 miles of single track.
The goal is to provide the racers that think that they can handle the challenge with that opportunity, and if they can do it, the winner's going to get $4 grand.
Beat your brains out across 120 miles of desert, and then you have to navigate a rock pile to get to the checkered flag. The guy who got there first was Danny Hamill. Now watch what happens behind Dan as he listens to the next question.
And the finish of a desert race is still like no other race anywhere in the world. No victory stands, just the finish. And a beer or an ice-cold bottle of 7-Up.
My name's Dalton Shirey. What just happened was I won the 75th check chase, and I'm very proud to win this. I'm probably like the second one in the club to pull this off, and I'm glad to put my name up on the list of winning a check chase too.
Dalton Shirey, he's a factory Husqvarna racer, and he's a national champion. He's accomplished a lot at our local level and gone on to accomplish great things at a out-of-state level as well.
Something happened with my water pack, the hose got kinked or whatever, so I had no water the whole race. By the time I got that third loop, my body just shut down. Cramping, crashing every 10 feet, but brought in the finish, so it was fun.
We keep doing it because it's tradition. You know, our job every year is to do it just one more time for the sake of tradition. Keep the tradition of our clubs alive, keep the tradition of desert racing alive, and that is the only reason we do this. It is not a financial money maker. Most people lose money doing this, and we do it for pride. We do it because we're proud of our club and what we've accomplished. The last 74 that we've done, we're proud of that, and we're happy to do it again for 75, but next year, same thing. The goal is to do 76 and just keep the ball rolling and tacking up that number and keep the tally alive.